are 3 tips to help you poop every single morning. Ideally, you're pooping every morning. Ideally, 2 to 3 times per day, actually. Okay, tip number 1 is you're gonna drink something hot when you first wake up in the morning. This is gonna help to stimulate your colon to release its contents. Tip number 2 to poop better is, according to traditional Chinese medicine, the best time to poop is between 7 and 9 a.m. So really getting your circadian biology in tune with the light of the day with sunrise, very important for that early morning poop. And tip number 3, most important, is that circadian timing with the light and dark cycle of the day. So going to bed when it's dark, and of course, getting off your screens at bedtime, keeping a regular sleep hygiene schedule, even on weekends, get up with the sun, and go to bed soon after dark. Follow for more natural health tips.
Let's get you pooping every morning, because nobody wants to walk into today carrying yesterday's. So here's what you're gonna do. Step 1, drink some hot water. Coffee can make you poop, but it's also really drying on your colon. So you gotta hydrate first. Okay, step 2, do a little jumping, like 50 to 100 little jumps. This not only wakes up your digestive organs, but it stimulates lymphatic flow. It's really good for your immune system, and it's really good if you're waking up groggy or feeling congested. And step 3 is to do a little humming. While you're doing the rest of your morning get ready routine, just do a low hum like this. Imagine like you're humming through your butt. This stimulates your vagus nerve and encourages relaxation, which is going to help you release. Give it a try and follow for more Ayurvedic tips for healthy poop.
I just ran to the grocery store to get one thing to help with my constipation, and I thought it would be helpful to share. Right now I'm going through another gut healing journey of healing SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and during it I found that my iron was low and I was feeling very tired. And we know that with iron comes constipation. Iron supplements can cause constipation, so that's what we're dealing with right now, and it's so fun. So I ran to the store and I got my Saving Grace magnesium citrate. This is awesome because you can really listen to your body and up your dose or down your dose. And so I take this at night before I go to bed. This and Smooth Move tea are my flippin' go-tos. So good. They help so much.
Your poop schedule says more about your overall health than your astrology signs. I'm Dr. Hassan. A brand new study just published by the ISB relates how often you poop a week to your overall health. Researchers found that if you poop less than 3 times a week, you're considered chronically constipated. If you poop 3 to 6 times a week, you're considered low normal. 1 to 3 times a day is considered high normal. Above 3 times a day is considered diarrhea. Researchers found that if you are chronically constipated, there's actually a switch in your bowels, the way your bowels process the food in there. They switch from primarily breaking down fiber to breaking down protein. So you go from short chain amino acids, which are good for you, to some metabolites that could potentially be bad for you. They also found that if you're chronically constipated, you're at higher risk for injury to your kidneys, which makes sense in my head because if you don't drink enough water to make your stool soft, you probably don't drink enough water for your kidneys to function properly. Experts in the field recommend that if you're chronically constipated, you want to drink more water, eat more fiber, and do more exercise, especially exercises that move your entire body, including your bowels, to get your bowels refunctioning properly. Interesting part about this to me was that if you have chronic constipation, the way your bowels process the food that goes through your body changes from breaking down fiber to breaking down proteins, and it can potentially lead to long-term side effects. We have talked extensively about the brain-gut connection, how it affects your mood, how it affects depression, anxiety, how it affects your heart function. So this is all kind of bringing it all together. I know a lot of people out there who don't poop more than once or twice a week. Do you know anybody like that? Send them this video. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to the gym. That's why my hair is not made.
There is something you can eat more of that will cause you to poop out more fat. Adding this one thing to your meal can literally trap some of the fat you're eating and move it through your body without it even getting absorbed. In one study, the group that ate this one thing pooped out twice as much fat as the control group. If it doesn't get absorbed, it's as if you never ate it. They've actually designed weight loss drugs to do the same thing. But do you want to know a natural, safer thing you can add to your diet? It's fiber. Check the description for more.
I've
an award-winning nutritionist, and here's exactly why you're not pooping every day. Now, if a health professional has ever told you that pooping once a week is normal for you, I need you to unhear that immediately. I've been featured in many major media outlets. I'm the founder of the Candida Fix, and I help women overcome gut issues in 8 weeks or less. And yes, that includes pooping every single day. Let me put it this way. If your garbage only got taken out once per week, would it smell very good? No, it would reek. It would overflow. This is the same with your body. If you're not pooping daily, you're marinating in waste. Hormones, toxins, bacteria are all getting recycled and reabsorbed back into your bloodstream. When you're not pooping, it's not because you have a slow gut, because something is literally clogging the pipe or blocking the system. Let's break this down visually. Candida, bacteria, yeast. Imagine your digestive system is a highway. Yeast is the traffic jam. It slows everything down. Food, toxins, hormones. It just sits there. There's no movement. And then your liver gets overwhelmed, and this is a problem because she is your detox queen. Now she's got too much on her plate. Pesticides, hormones, stress, medications. Her liver is like a freaking barista with 47 drink orders and no help. What does your body do? It holds. It stops releasing. And then it gets backed up. Your gut is stuck. Your liver is overworked. That's why in the Candida Fix, I get women going to the bathroom every single day by week 2, so that we can actually target the toxins and carry them out through the stool and then get their body going every day on its own. Once your bowels are moving, your bloat's gone. Once your bowels and your bloat and your inflammation is gone, your weight is gone. If you want my help, jump into the Candida Fix. I can't wait to see you inside.
If you want to poop first thing every morning, then you need to do this as soon as you get up. Before you start getting ready or get in the shower, you should do something to stimulate your gastrocolic reflex. And you can do this by drinking a hot beverage like coffee or tea, or eating fruits that can stimulate this reflex, including things like kiwi fruit, dragon fruit, apples, pears, or prunes. Do this first because it can take up to a half an hour to kick in. After that, do 2 or 3 of these stretches, which can help promote movement of your colon. And when you feel the urge, don't ignore it. Go straight to the bathroom, lift up your feet or cross your legs, and get your business done, and then you can get on with your day. You'll feel so much better that you don't have to do this on your way to work or even when you get to work. I'm a board-certified gastroenterologist, so hit that follow button for more tips like this and send this to someone who needs to use the bathroom first thing in the morning.
What is the number of poops per day that we should strive for?
Everybody right now listening is going to think that answer is 1. And it turns out Americans who think they have normal bowel movements go as often as 3 times a day to once every 3rd day. That's a huge range of frequency that could be considered normal. You should be going as often as is comfortable for you and in a way that doesn't interfere with your social life. Like I have patients who, I'll say like, do you feel constipated? They'll be like, no, I'm not constipated. I go once a day. And then you're like, but you spend 20 minutes straining to have that once a day bowel movement. That's constipation. If you look at different parts of the world, like there was a study that was done where they looked at a population in East India, and for them, it was like a median of 14 poops a week was normal. And that's just because they eat a lot of fiber. By the way, if you start meeting your fiber goals, you're going to poop more often. Like that's just, it's a health, like you should embrace that new you. There's so much that goes into our bowel movements. It's stress. It's like
travel
subtle,
with the circadian rhythm.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, we don't talk about that enough, but a lot of people can't poop on vacation.
Yeah.
And that's really hard. And it could be your travel. And also you're like, people are often stressed while they're traveling
and together in a small room.
Yeah, with like family members.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or it could be that like a lot of people can't poop at work, or they're like in an environment where they just don't feel safe and comfortable. Like college students, they have these shared dormitory bathrooms, like everyone's watching, staring, smelling, judging. They're stressed. They're not eating well. Like they often are the ones who have like a lot of problems. But sometimes you might not say like, oh yeah, I can pinpoint, I changed my coffee creamer or something. Like you might not be able to make that pinpoint. But when we take a big step back and say like, what else has been going on in life? There's often something that could account for the change.
Did you know that when you're not going to the bathroom every day, number 2, or pooping, we're going to get real deep today. I'm serious. But that makes a huge difference with your weight loss. Actually, most people carry impacted waste in their digestive system, 5 to 10 pounds. I know, I didn't know this either, and I was sort of baffled when I did, but this really makes a lot of sense. We're going to dive deep, literally deep into it today.
1 out of 7 people poop their pants regularly in America. That's what the studies have shown. One of the most common things that people come to my clinic complaining about is that they struggle to have a bowel movement. And that can mean a lot of different things. Some people can say, I go to the bathroom every single day. Great. But it takes me 20 minutes. I'm straining. It's hard.
How long should it take?
less than 5. Ideally, less than 1 minute.
Okay.
It should be an in and out job.
Wow.
But if you're having a bowel movement every day, you might be told, you might believe that that makes me normal, but it's uncomfortable for you and you're spending 20, 30 minutes at a time. That's not normal. People complain about having discomfort, bloating, pain, cramps until they're able to have a bowel movement. And then for some people, the bowel movement helps those symptoms get better. Sometimes that's only momentarily, and then they come right back. And then they're there and they're building until the next bowel movement. Sometimes people complain about a lot of urgency, like they're just interrupted by, they're at work, they're out with friends, and suddenly out of nowhere, they have to go to the bathroom and they have to do it now. There are a lot of people, 1 out of 7 people, okay, I want to just internalize this number, 1 out of 7 people poop their pants regularly in America. That's what the studies have shown. Wow. So people feel so isolated sometimes and embarrassed and ashamed when they have bowel accidents. It's actually more common than you think, and a lot of people are struggling and dealing with it. Even if nobody brings it up at your book club, a lot of people in that room will have experienced what you're experiencing. So sometimes people talk about that. Bloating, just plain old bloating, which is so uncomfortable. It's this feeling of distension that you're too, you eat just a little bit, but you feel so full and you feel gassy. That's a big complaint. And then there's another group of people who it's not so much having a bowel movement that's the problem, but eating is the problem. It feels like everything they eat causes them discomfort or even pain, maybe a little nausea, and they're not sure. They've tried everything. They've tried to eliminate all different kinds of foods. They've gone on all the different kinds of diets, and they can't seem to pinpoint why. What is it about food that's giving them trouble? These are the kinds of people who come into my clinic. And of course, as I said, a lot of them have anxiety and depression. Certainly a lot of them, stress fuels these problems and makes them worse. But oftentimes it's not the stress that's the primary problem.
What the fuck do you think is happening in there when you haven't pooped in 2 days and you've been inhaling pizza, pozole, burgers, and every greasy treat-yourself disaster you could find? That's not bloating. That's a backed-up sewage system marinating in regret. Fine. You want a natural purge? Take 1 to 2 cups of water, throw in a full damn tablespoon of salt, not a cute sprinkle, a real one. Stir it until it dissolves, then squeeze in the juice of a whole lemon and chug it on an empty stomach like you're about to face your consequences. Then cancel your plans. Because that salt water is about to storm your intestines, pull water into your bowels like a tactical raid, soften the brick you've been carrying around, and smash the emergency evacuation button whether you're spiritually prepared or not. You'll feel the rumble, the warning gurgle, the oh shit, it's happening moment. And yeah, it will get things moving, but don't be an idiot and overdo it. Too much salt can jack up your blood pressure, dehydrate you, and make you feel worse than the constipation did. This isn't a spa cleanse. It's a controlled demolition. Stay near a toilet, respect the process, and if you survive the porcelain apocalypse, follow Dr. Mayo for more brutally honest health advice.
This is one of the most effective ways to go to the bathroom every single day if you are chronically constipated. My name is Drew, I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I'm gonna walk you through 5 steps that are in chronological order to get you to go to the bathroom every single day. And before we begin, I wanna share some important facts about constipation of itself. Number 1 is that constipation is not always a fiber problem. Number 2 is adding fiber without hydrating is probably gonna make your constipation worse. And number 3 is if you are very stressed and you have a high stress lifestyle and you don't incorporate mindfulness-based techniques, that's gonna make your motility a lot worse. Now let's get into the good stuff. Number 1 is hydration. If you're not hydrating beforehand and drinking at least 100 ounces of water daily, it's gonna be really hard and tough when you start to include more fibers. And number 2 is including a variety of insoluble and soluble fiber sources. Number 1 is soluble fiber really helps bulk up the stool and really aids in motility. And insoluble fiber are those non-digestible fibers that the gut really can't digest, and it really helps when it comes to forming the stool. So now step number 3 is to add stool lubrication. Think of this as easing the stool out of the tunnel. But you really want to make sure that there's lubrication. Adding MCT oil to your beverage of choice, whether it's coffee or warm lemon water, can really help lubricate things and keep things smooth. Step number 4 is to be mobile. Take a 10 to 15 minute walk after your meals, and which will really stimulate motility. You can also do a belly massage to really help get things going. And then step number 5 is to really utilize a lot of food-based constipation support products, like warm lemon water, as I mentioned with the MCT oil. You could use peppermint or ginger tea to really help that MCT wave and help digestion. You can use apple cider vinegar before your meals to really help that digestion at your stomach level. There's so many different things that you could choose from. I'll drop them into the comments below so that way you can read through all of them. This is something that will support at least about 85% of people who struggle with constipation. Now, if you fall within the 15% where you're doing all these things and you're still not finding relief, there's definitely something a little deeper that we can look into. So definitely follow my page if you want some more support when it comes to healing your IBS and chronic constipation.